The space station was large, cold, and full of noise. Ships came and went. People rushed through the halls. Aliens and humans walked side by side. But in the middle of the busy crowd, a small girl walked alone. Her name was Mina. She wore a simple jacket and carried a small bag. Her skin was pale, and her eyes looked tired. She stopped many times to cough. People passed by her without looking. She didn't belong here, not really. But she had come anyway. Mina walked into the biggest room on the station, Tarna Hub Lounge. It was quiet here. The walls were glass, showing the stars outside. She saw a man sitting near the window. He was alone. No one sat near him. He looked serious, like someone thinking about the past. She stood in front of him and asked in a small voice, "Can I sit here?" The man looked at her. His eyes were sharp but not unkind. He nodded once. Mina sat down. She placed her bag on her lap and looked out the window. Stars filled the sky. Some were bright, some were red, and some blinked like tiny lights. She smiled a little. The man watched her for a moment, then returned to his thoughts. His name was Reed. He was a powerful man on Earth, a CEO of Salcor Systems, a company that built ships and machines. But he didn't look like a rich man now. His clothes were simple. His face showed sadness. Reed had lost someone. Years ago, his wife had died in an accident. Since then, he lived alone, working more than resting. People called him smart, but cold. He didn't care. He had stopped feeling much until today. After a few minutes, Mina spoke. "Do you come here often?" Reed looked surprised. He shook his head. "No, just passing through," she nodded. "I came here for treatment." Reed raised an eyebrow. "Treatment?" Mina looked down. "Yes, I'm sick. My bones hurt. My chest too. Doctors on Earth don't know what to do." Reed didn't say anything at first. Then he asked, "Where are your parents?" Mina looked out the window again. They're not here anymore." He understood what that meant. She was alone. That explained a lot: her silence, her tired steps, the sadness in her eyes. "Did someone bring you here?" Reed asked. She shook her head. "No, I came alone. I ran away." Reed stared at her, unsure what to say. This child was brave or foolish, maybe both. Why? "They stopped trying to help me," she said. "They said it was too hard. But I read about alien medicine. Some of it works better than human medicine, I thought. Maybe I can find it myself." Reed was quiet. He looked at the stars outside. Then he asked, "How old are you?" 10, Mina replied. "Almost 11. That hit him harder than he expected. His wife had once said they would have a daughter. They even chose a name. But fate had other plans. Mina coughed again. Reed looked at her carefully. She looked weaker than before. Her hands shook a little. "You shouldn't be alone," he said. Mina smiled faintly. "I'm used to it." Reed didn't smile. He reached into his coat and pressed a small device. A screen opened up on his wrist. His security AI flashed a warning. "Subject identified. Missing child from Earth Medical Center. Alert in progress." Reed frowned. He had only wanted to check her ID for safety. But now the system had alerted the station. Officers would come soon. Looked at the girl sitting beside him, small, sick, and full of hope. "Do you trust me?" he asked suddenly. Mina looked at him, confused. "Why?" "Because if you stay here," he said slowly, "they'll take you back, and they might never try again." She hesitated. Then she nodded. Reed stood up and held out his hand. "Come with me." Mina took his hand, and just like that, a journey began, not just through space, but through something deeper: trust, hope, and second chances. Reed stood near the wall, watching the small screen on his wrist device. A red message flashed across it. "Alert. Minor identified. Missing patient from Earth Medical Center. Station security informed." He sighed quietly. "They're all ready." Looking for you. Mina looked up from her notebook. Who? Security, Reed replied. The system tracked your ID chip when I scanned it. Mina's face turned pale. I didn't mean to cause trouble. You didn't, Reed said quickly. It's not your fault. They just want to bring you back. I can't go back, she said. They stopped trying to help me. I heard the doctors. They think I'm going to die. Reed looked into her eyes. There was no fear, just sadness and something deeper acceptance. She had already heard too many hard truths for someone her age. He turned to the console beside him and typed in commands. We don't have much time. I have a ship on this station. It's old, but fast. Mina stood up. You're really taking me to Zuron 5? If I don't, he said, no one else will. Outside, security teams began walking the halls. The main screens in the lounge showed a picture of a missing girl Mina's face. Small and serious. Reed opened a panel and pulled out 2 cloaks. Put this on. Keep the hood up. Stay close. Mina obeyed. The cloak was too big for her, but it covered her face well. They stepped out of the storage room into a service tunnel. It was dark and narrow, full of cables and metal pipes. Reed knew this route well. Years ago, he used it to test Salcor's hidden systems. They moved quietly through the shadows. Voices echoed nearby, security officers talking. Reed checked. A side door, locked. He scanned it with an old code. The door clicked open. Inside was a small elevator. He pushed a button, and they began to descend. Where are we going? Mina whispered. To the lower docks, Reed said. Dock 17, my ship's there. Mina held the wall as the elevator moved. She looked nervous. What if they find us before we reach it? Then I'll talk, he said calmly. They won't hurt you, and they won't catch us easily. The elevator stopped. The doors opened to a quiet hallway. This level was almost empty. Only old storage rooms and unused docks were here. They turned a corner and reached a wide metal door with a number, 17. Reed placed his hand on a scanner. The door slid open with a hiss. Inside sat a sleek black cruiser, half covered with a tarp. It looked like a shadow, shaped like a bird with folded wings. This is it, Reed said. The Vesper. Mina stared. It's beautiful. Reed smiled. I built the first model myself. It has no registration, no tracking. Perfect for quiet travel. He led her up the ramp. The inside of the ship smelled like old metal and dust, but it was clean and ready. The lights turned on by themselves. A soft voice came from the speakers. Welcome back, Captain Reed. This is the ship's eye, Reed said. Her name is Ellen. The eye spoke again. Passenger identified, minor. Do you wish to proceed? Yes, Reed said. Emergency clearance. Launch in stealth mode. The engines began to hum. Reed moved quickly to the front seat and started the systems. Mina sat beside him. Her hands trembled, not just from sickness but also excitement. The ship lifted slowly. The hangar roof opened. Stars came into view. A voice echoed on the stations. Main channel. Unauthorized launch detected at Dock 17. All security units respond. Reed didn't panic. Ellen, engage stealth cloak. Cloak active, said the AI. The ship vanished from radar. Outside, station lights searched the sky, but the Vesper was already gone, slipping quietly into the black sea of space. Mina leaned back in her seat, eyes wide. We made it. Reed looked ahead. His face was calm, but inside he felt something strange. Not fear, not yet. Something like hope. We're not safe yet, he said. But we're on our way. Mina smiled softly. Thank you. He nodded once. Don't thank me yet. The hard part is still ahead. As the stars grew brighter around them, Reed knew one thing. His quiet life was over. But for the first time in years, he didn't mind. Reed walked fast through the back halls of the station. Mina held his hand tightly, trying her best to keep up. She coughed again, and he slowed down. "Are you okay?" he asked. She nodded, but her face was pale. "I can walk." They reached a small door marked staff only. Reed scanned his ID chip, and the door opened. Behind it was a quiet room with old machines and storage crates. He closed the door and turned to Mina. "We'll stay here for a while," he said. "Security is looking for you." Mina sat down on a crate and hugged her bag. She looked around. "How did you get us in here?" "I still have access to parts of this station. My company helped build it," he replied. Mina blinked. "You work here?" "No," he said. "I run a company on Earth, Salcor Systems. We make ships and AI." She looked impressed. "So you're a scientist?" Reed smiled a little. "Not really. I'm the boss. Others do most of the science now." There was silence for a moment. Mina looked down at her hands. "You don't have to help me, you know." Reed sat across from her. "I know. Most people ignore me," she said quietly. "Some feel sorry. Others just pretend not to see." "I saw you," Reed said. Mina gave a small smile. Reed studied her. She looked so small, so fragile. But her eyes held something strong. She was brave, even when sick and alone. "What's your full name?" he asked. "Mina Vale," she said. "Do you remember your parents?" "Yes," she said. "My mom was a nurse. My dad worked with robots. They died 2 years ago, a transport accident." Reed nodded slowly. He didn't push for more. She opened her bag and pulled out a notebook. "I like machines too. I draw them." Reed leaned forward. She showed him pages filled with drawings, small spaceships, machines with arms, strange tools. "These are good," he said. "I want to build things." "One day," she said. "But first, I need to get better." He nodded. "Do you know what's making you sick?" She closed the notebook. "They called it a bone-wasting sickness. It started slow. Then walking became harder. My hands shake now." Reed frowned. "No. Cure? Not on Earth, but I read about a place around 5. It's an alien world. They use crystals in their medicine. It helps people like me." "I've heard of it," Reed said. "But Earth closed all travel there after the treaty failed." Mina's eyes looked sad. "I know. That's why I ran. I thought maybe I could find a way." Reed looked at her for a long time. She reminded him of someone, his wife, Alia. Alia had the same fire in her heart. She believed people could do the impossible. Even when the world said no. Reed stood up and paced. 0-5 is dangerous for humans now. We're not welcome there." Mina looked down again. "Then I guess I'll just stay sick." Reed stopped. Walking, his mind raced. He still had a ship, an old stealth cruiser from the early Salcor days. Hidden, unregistered. It could get past patrols. He hadn't used it in years. He looked at Mina again. Something inside him shifted. Maybe helping her wasn't just about saving her. Maybe it was about saving himself. He sat back down. "If I told you I might know a way to get there, would you trust me?" Mina's eyes lit up. "Really? I'm not promising anything," Reed said. "But I don't want to leave you behind." She looked at him for a long time. "Why are you helping me?" He thought about it, then said, "Because once I almost had a daughter. She didn't get a chance to live." Mina didn't speak, but she reached out and held his hand. In that quiet storage room, something grew between them. Not just trust, but connection. 2 people, both broken in different ways, had found each other in the middle of stars and silence, and something told them this was only the beginning. The Vesper moved quietly through space, hidden from scanners. Its black wings cut through the stars like a silent bird. Inside the ship, the lights were dim. The hum of the engine was the only sound. Mina sat near the front window, watching the stars pass by. Her face looked calm, but her body was still weak. She held a warm blanket around her shoulders. Reed stood at the control panel, his eyes fixed on the maps. He was thinking deeply. They had escaped the station, but their journey was just beginning. "Ellen," he said, "show safest route to Zurun 5. The ship's AI replied softly. "To reach Zurun 5 without detection, we must pass through Sector 6 controlled by alien patrol ships." Reed frowned. "No way around?" "Too far," the AI answered. "Mina's condition will worsen with delay." He looked back at her. She was trying to draw in her notebook again, but her hands were shaking too much. "How long will it take?" "To reach Zurun 5? He asked. 34 hours, said the AI, "but only if we remain undetected." Reed sat down beside Mina. She looked up and gave him a small smile. "Are we going the right way?" She asked. "Yes," Reed said, "but it won't be easy. There are alien ships in that area. They may not let us pass." Mina nodded slowly. "I understand. You still want to go?" He asked. She took a breath. "If I go back, I'll stay sick forever. If I keep going, there's a chance. Even if it's a small one, it's still a chance." Red looked at her. She didn't complain. She didn't cry. She just wanted to live. He thought about Earth, his office, his company, the meetings, the machines. Everything was clean, safe, and planned. But none of it felt real anymore. This girl, this moment that felt real. He stood up. "Ellen, confirm new course through Sector 6. Prepare stealth mode." "Confirmed," the AI said. "Warning, if we are seen, we may be attacked." Reed nodded. "Understood." The ship changed direction. Ahead of them, the stars looked closer, now brighter, but also more dangerous. A few hours passed. Mina was sleeping in a soft chair. Her face was peaceful, but Reed could see the pain still inside her. He sat nearby, watching her rest. Suddenly, a memory returned to him, his wife Alia, sitting beside him in the same chair years ago. She was laughing, showing him a design for a new ship. Her dream was to build ships that helped people, not just made money. He never built that design. Now, he was flying one girl across the stars, not for profit, but for something more important. Red lights blinked on the screen. The eye spoke again. "Warning, 2 alien patrol ships ahead. They have not detected us yet." Reed moved to the front seat and checked the readings. The ships were large and fast. They could destroy the Vesper in seconds. "Slow down," he said. "Keep cloak on, let them pass." The Vesper glided through space, hidden like a shadow. The alien ships moved across the stars, searching. But they did not stop. Minutes passed. Then the warning lights turned green. "Threat passed," said the AI. "Course is clear for now." Reed sighed with relief. He looked back at Mina. She was still asleep, holding her notebook close. He whispered to himself, "We're going to make it." Later, Mina woke up. She sat up slowly, rubbing her eyes. "Are we still flying?" "Yes," Reed said. "And we're getting closer." She smiled. "That's good." Reed poured her a cup of warm soup from the ship's food system. "Eat slowly." She took it with both hands. "Thank you." He sat beside her again. "Mina, if something happens out there, I want you to know I'm proud of you." She blinked. "Why?" "Because you didn't give up," he said. "You believed in a future, even when no one else did." Mina looked down. Her voice was soft. "I'm glad I met you." The ship moved forward, crossing the line between safety and danger. But neither of them was afraid. Reed had made his choice. The stars outside looked peaceful, but Reed knew peace in space could change in seconds. The Vesper flew quietly through Sector 6, hiding under full stealth mode. Mina sat near the front window, her head resting on a soft pillow. Her eyes were half closed, but she was awake. "Is this part almost over?" she asked. "Almost," Reed said, checking the screen. "We'll be out of this sector in another hour." Suddenly, a loud beep came from the control panel. Red lights began to flash. "Alert! Unknown ship approaching from behind." The AI Ellen, announced. Reed jumped into the captain's seat. Stealth still on? Yes, but the enemy ship is using deep scan. They may detect us in less than 3 minutes. Mina sat up. Who is it? Reed checked the screen. The shape of the ship was long and sharp, definitely not friendly. Pirates, he said. Bad ones. The Vesper had no weapons. It was a fast ship, not a fighter. Reed's only chance was to escape before the pirates locked on. Ellen, full power to engines. Change route heading 90 degrees down. The ship turned sharply. Mina grabbed the armrest to keep from falling. Hold on. Reed warned the Vesper. Dove down into a small asteroid field. Big rocks floated everywhere, moving slowly through space. The pirates followed. Are they chasing us? Mina asked. Yes, Reed said. But they don't know this field like I do. He flew fast between the asteroids, twisting and turning. The ship shook as a small rock hit the side. Mina closed her eyes. Are we going to crash? No, Reed said calmly. Not today. Behind them, the pirate ship fired a scanner blast. A green light flashed across the rocks. The Vesper was hit, but the cloak still held. They know something is here, Ellen said. But they haven't fully locked on. Good, Reed replied. Now we trick them. He guided the Vesper under a huge asteroid, then shut off all lights and engines. The ship went dark and silent. They can't find us now, Reed whispered. Not unless they get lucky. Minutes passed like hours. The pirate ship moved slowly. Above, scanning again and again. Mina whispered. How long do we wait? As long as it takes, Reed said. Finally, the pirate ship turned away. Its engines glowed as it flew off into the stars. Threat has left scanning range, Ellen confirmed. We are safe for now. Reed restarted the engines. Lights came. Back on. Mina let out a deep breath. That was scary. Reed smiled. You did well. He moved the ship out of the asteroid field and back onto the new course. Will they come back? Mina asked. Maybe, Reed said. But we're faster. And they don't know who we are. Mina leaned back again. Her face was pale, but her smile was still there. You used to fly like this before? Not for a long time, Reed answered. But I still remember. He looked at her for a moment. You're not afraid of space? No, she said. Space feels free, like anything is possible. He nodded. That's what my wife used to say. Was she a pilot too? No, Reed said quietly. She was a scientist, smart and full of dreams. She wanted to build things that helped people. She sounds nice, Mina said. She was, he replied. She would have liked you. Silence fell between them again, but it was warm this time, not heavy. Not sad. Outside the ship, the stars stretched wide again. The road to Zuron 5 was still long, but now it was clear. Reed checked the route again. We'll reach orbit by tomorrow. Then we land, Mina nodded. I'm ready, he smiled. So am I. As the Vesper flew on through space, the escape was behind them and hope was ahead. The worst may not be over, but Reed and Mina had made it this far together, and together they would keep going. The airstrip was small and hidden in a valley between tall mountains. The Vesper landed smoothly on the dusty ground. Reed and Mina stepped out into the fresh, cool air. The sky was purple and pink with the light of 2 suns setting behind the hills. Reed looked around carefully. The valley was quiet. No patrol ships, no guards, just a few old buildings and strange plants with blue leaves. A man approached them from the shadows. He was tall, with green skin and golden eyes. His name was Taro, Reed's old friend and a smuggler on Zuron 5. Welcome to Zuron, Taro said with a warm smile. You picked a dangerous time to visit, Reed nodded. We have no choice. Mina needs help. Taro's eyes softened as he looked at Mina. Follow me. I know a place where the aliens treat sick people. But it's secret, and it is not easy to get there. Mina took Reed's hand. Thank you, Taro. They walked toward a small building covered with vines. Inside, the room was clean but simple. Strange machines hummed softly. Aliens of different shapes and sizes moved quietly, working with care. "This is the healing center," Taro explained. "The doctors here are the best on Zeron 5. They use crystals and energy to heal." Reed looked at the machines. They were unlike anything he had seen on Earth. A tall alien doctor came forward. She had soft blue skin and eyes full of kindness. "I am Nira," she said. "We heard about your journey." "Mina is very brave." Mina smiled shyly. "I want to get better." Nira gently touched Mina's hand. "We will try everything." "But the treatment is new and risky." Reed nodded. "We will take that risk." The healing center began tests on Mina. Strange machines scanned her body, showing images of weak bones and tired cells. Nira said, "Your illness is severe, but there is hope. The crystals can help rebuild your bones and renew your strength." Mina looked hopeful for the first time in a long time. Reed stayed close, holding her hand during the tests. He watched the aliens work with calm skill. Days passed. Mina's strength grew slowly. Reed learned from Nira about the alien medicine. It was different but powerful. One evening, Reed and Mina sat outside the center. The stars shone bright above the mountains. Mina looked at Reed. "Do you think I will be strong again?" Reed smiled gently. "I believe you will. You are one of the strongest people I know." She smiled back. "Thank you for helping me." He looked at the sky and whispered, "Thank you for letting me." But not all was easy. The aliens on Zeron 5 still watched humans with caution. Some people in the valley did not trust them. Reed knew they must be careful. Any wrong move could end their chance of help. But for now, they had a small place of peace. And hope was growing. Mina's journey was far from over. But on this forbidden planet, surrounded by strangers, she had found something precious. A chance to live. The stars stretched wide outside the Vesper's windows as the ship sailed quietly through the dark space. Mina sat by the window, her pale face pressed against the glass. She was tired but too curious to sleep. Reed sat nearby watching her. Closely, they were nearing the outer border of the Zeron 5 system. The planet was not far now, but the area was controlled by alien forces who did not welcome humans. Reed looked at the screen. "We will pass through enemy skies soon. It will be dangerous." Mina turned to him, her eyes bright with hope. "But we're almost there." "Yes," Reed said softly, "almost." The ship's AI, Ellen, spoke in her calm voice. "Warning! Alien patrol ships detected. 5 vessels ahead. They are scanning the area." Reed checked the sensors. The patrol ships were large, slow, but well-armed. If they caught the Vesper, it would be destroyed instantly. He looked at Mina. "We have 2 choices. We can try to go around, but that will add many hours. You might not last that long." Mina shook her head. "No, I want to reach Zeron 5 quickly." "Please," Reed nodded. "Then we fly through." The ship's engines hummed low. Reed took the pilot's seat. Mina held her hands tightly. "Ellen," Reed said, "prepare the ship for stealth and evasive maneuvers." "Systems ready," Ellen replied. The Vesper turned toward the patrol ships. The stars outside blurred with speed. Reed's hands were steady on the controls. The first patrol ship scanned the area. Its green lights swept like a giant eye. Reed whispered, "Hold on." The Vesper's cloak engaged fully, making it nearly invisible. But the patrol ships were smart. They sent out special scans to find even hidden ships. One of the scans touched the Vesper's shield. "Shield's at 20%. Ellen warned. Reed's heart beat faster. He pushed the ship into a sharp dive toward a nearby asteroid belt. Mina gasped. "Is this safe?" "Safe enough," Reed said. "Stay close." The ship twisted between big rocks. The patrol ships followed but moved slower. Afraid to enter the dangerous field. Reed guided the Vesper through narrow spaces. The patrols lost track of them, shields holding. Ellen said they stayed hidden in the asteroid belt for minutes, waiting for the patrols to leave. Finally, the patrol ships moved away, and the sky cleared. Reed breathed deeply. We made it. Through. Mina smiled weakly. You are very good at flying. Reed chuckled softly. Thank you, it has been a long time. They flew on, the planet Zeron 5 growing larger in the window. Mina looked out, eyes wide. The planet was green and blue with strange clouds and tall mountains. It's beautiful, she whispered. Yes, Reed agreed, but also dangerous. We have to be careful. As they approached the planet's orbit, a new worry came to Reed's mind. The aliens on Zeron 5 don't trust humans, he said. They may not let us land. Mina looked worried. What will we do? Reed placed a hand gently on her shoulder. We'll find a way. Together. The Vesper moved slowly toward the planet's surface. Reed contacted his old friend, Taro, a smuggler who lived on Zeron 5 and knew the hidden places. Taro, Reed said into the communicator, we need a safe place to land. Can you help? There was a short silence. Then Taro's voice came back. I know a place. Small airstrip, away from patrols. I'll meet you there, Reed smiled. Thank you. Mina held her breath as the ship began to descend. The planet's atmosphere glowed softly outside. The journey through enemy skies had been hard. But they were still alive, and hope was shining like a distant star just ahead.